So Conor Benn blasts out Samuel Vargas in 1 round. Impressive performance from the man from Ilford. Still undefeated, the WBA Continental Champion at welterweight. Let's look into this fight a little bit more on the future of Conor Benn here on BWTM Sports. Stay tuned. First of all, congratulations to Conor Benn. His win over Samuel Vargas, blasting out with hand speed, power, and ferocity. A complete shutout by Benn in the first round. Got to work, landed big shots, and took him out of there. Showed the similar. It was great to see Conor coming out. So I am dangerous. It reminded me of when Benn was coming out against Chris Eubank Sr. in that big fight in 1990. God, 2020 makes me 21 makes me feel pretty old. Okay, so you know the black tassels on his trunks and his top coming in, dangerous, destroyer Benn. You know, Conor, the chip of the old block there, like father, like son. If you were to say, yeah, he's the second coming of Benn. So he blasts at Samuel Vargas. Benn was absolutely right. Vargas was there to be hit. Vargas has always been there to be hit in his career. And unlike the Amir Khan fight, where Vargas was able to warm up in the fight and land an overhand right and test the chin of Amir Khan, Conor's chin wasn't tested in this fight because it was a case of who landed first, and Benn landed first, and you saw the stoppage there. Samuel Vargas takes way too many punches. And Benn's speed and power stopped Vargas in the fight, and it's impressive. It was an impressive performance. You know, Benn is a gunslinger. He's a gunslinger. And what I mean by gunslinger is the guy is that either you hit me or I hit you. You knock me out or I knock you out, which makes him exciting for boxing. But here's the thing. You know, Benn has had limited amateur experience. He clearly is improving as a fighter. That's clear. His combination tonight was nice. He wasn't rushed. Put the combination together. The uppercut was a lovely shot inside. And the way he put his combination together to stop the fight was very impressive. What hasn't been so impressive is these post-fight interviews where it seems that what is Eddie Hearn's role? Is his role is to promote, or is his role to critique? I mean, I thought as a promoter, your job is to promote your guy to be in the biggest fights, to make the most money. But it seems quite confusing. I don't know if Eddie during the pandemic has lost his head or something, but it seems that him and Conor's constant back and forth is confusing. Like you're meant to be a promoter. Clearly, if I'm promoting McDonald's and I'm brand McDonald's, my job at McDonald's is to make sure that we flip the best burgers, we make the best burgers, we do the tastiest burgers, we do the biggest burgers, we do the most tasty burgers, we do the greatest, you know, everything we do at McDonald's is the best, or Burger King, whatever. You know, if I'm promoting my next album, it's got to be the greatest album in the world. You know, that's just promotions for you. You know, Eddie's like, oh yeah, well, you know, I to be honest, Conor, I didn't really believe in you. Yeah, you know, that's just, and the fans are saying they don't really believe in Conor, and you got your promoters saying they don't really believe in you. If you haven't got nothing better to say, then keep your mouth shut. I mean, as a promoter, I think at the end of the day, personally, you should be backing the young man. He's probably one of the most exciting fighters you've got in your stable at the moment. He's still unbeaten, and he's in the welterweight division. And yes, there's exciting fights to make. At this point, you can say, "Wow, what a performance from Conor Benn! That was brilliant." You know, I had my doubts, but wow, you know, what a performance! You know, you could say something like, you know, yeah, you know, this was a tough fight on paper for Conor. It was a step up fight. You know, we've seen what he's done previously. but he's putting work in the gym. And wow, what a performance. That was a world-class finish. And that's what you could have said. Instead, it's all, you know, the doubts about you. I have to be honest. I have my doubts. You're his promoter. God damn it. You know, I think promotion-wise, I would like to see Conor, and I hate to say, I would like to see Conor with a promotional team that actually backs Conor Benn. I would like to see. I personally would pull Conor Benn out of Matchroom, and I would like to see him fight in the States. I'd like to see him over at PBC, or I'd like to see him in America, because I think his style, I think the way he talks, I think his passion, I think the Americans would get him. I think the Americans would get him. They'll respect him because his father was went to America and did the business. Let's not wait until Conor gets beat for him to go to America to jump up his career. He's got a fighting style like his father. I would like to see Benn in America. I really would. I would like to see him launch his career in America now. I think now's the time to launch his career in America. I'd like to see him leave that Matchroom stable and all that stuff that goes with it. And I'd like to see him, you know, away from all them dark chuckers, and really get yourself in a position where, you know, serious boxing fans can take a serious look at you, instead of every time answering questions and ridiculous questions about your career. I think Conor gets way too much stick, and he's a young man coming up. And you know what? Eddie's put the fighters in. I mean, he never sat down and said that about Kell Brook when he stuck Kell Brook in there against UG. Oh, I've got my doubts. I've got my doubts about this one. Never said that about Kell Brook. Never said about Amir Khan. Oh, I've got my doubts against Canelo. You know, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. He's probably one of the. He probably is. When you talk about pay-per-view, Conor Benn probably is one of the brightest stars, Sky Sports, for the future in terms of pay-per-view stars that Matchroom have got. Do they actually know how to manage do they know how to manage a pay-per-view star? Do they know what it takes to manage a pay-per-view star? Not ready-made like Joshua. Do they know what it takes to market a guy like Conor Benn? I don't think they do. I really don't think they do. And I think that what Conor Benn's doing, he's using a lot of energy to self-promote himself, because the promotion's not very good. The promotion really isn't very good, because if your promoter stands by you, you should have to be answering certain questions. You should be just worried about the fighting, and your promoter does the business. You know, your promoter has so much confidence in you that when he talks, people get behind that. Not people asking questions thinking, ooh. Sure, his performances of before haven't been great, or they haven't looked fantastic, but you can't knock Benn's heart, his guts, his determination, his punching power, his ferocity. You can't knock those things. The guy's hardworking. You can't knock those things. So I still don't think he's got the greatest chin in the world. And when he gets hit on it by a puncher, we're going to find out. But that aside, I mean, Tommy Hearns didn't have the greatest chin in the world, but that's what made him exciting. You know, Benn didn't have his father didn't have the greatest chin in the world, didn't have the greatest whiskers in the world, but that's what made him exciting. That's what people tuned in to watch. And I think if Nigel Benn was managed the way that Conor Benn's being managed, and that's why I think, you know, Ambrose Mendy did a good job with Nigel, you know? And I just think that there's a certain type of chemistry that's needed that I don't think Hearns got with Benn, personally. You know what I mean? You stick with Cheeseman and all kind of guys, but with Conor Benn, I think he needs something else. And I don't think he needs to deal with the rubbish because there's a lot of garbage within British media, mainstream media. And, you know, Conor Benn has enough to show as it is, being the son of Nigel Benn, you know. So I think that he needs to be taken away from that, heart on your sleeve, you know, and you fight with a chip on your shoulder, which sometimes is a good thing, but sometimes that's not productive, because you should be in there fighting, not, oh, I've got to prove to the world that I can fight, I'm flipping the man. Take all the energy. That is wasted energy. You could be using that energy in even developing your style even more so. So I think that I would like to see Conor split from Matchroom. I would like to see Conor go in a different direction. And not everybody that signs a Matchroom is a match for Matchroom. And I don't think that Conor Benn is a match for Matchroom. Thank you very much for what you've done in my career so far. I think he needs to be going in a different direction because I don't think that suits. That back and forth is nonsense. No need for that. What are you paying the promoter to do? I'm paying you to promote. I'm not paying for you to be critical of my career. No, not when I put on a destructive performance like that against a guy in Sammy Vargas. Yes, that's Virgil Ortiz battered him around the ring. Sure, and stoppage wasn't that impressive, to be honest. The Virgil Ortiz stoppage, the Benn performance against Vargas was more impressive. The most impressive performance I thought was the way Errol Spence dealt with Samuel Vargas. Daniel Garcia, the way he dealt with him. Amir Khan's performance against Vargas was, the Benn's performance was clean, it was precise, it was vicious, and it was something that you could put on a highlight reel. I don't think Vargas would have got out of that first round. It would have been interesting if he did get out of the first round and he stuck around a few rounds to see whether the speed and the power was too much for Vargas, to be honest. And there's a lot to like about Conor Benn. I still stand by my point about him being rushed. There's no need to rush him. And I think if he stays with Matchroom, he will be rushed and he will be messed up. He needs to get away from Matchroom, really. I don't like it. It's toxic. Personal opinion. Say what you want about me being a Matchroom. I'm not a fanboy. I'm not interested in all that garbage and trash and toxic waste that comes a lot with that organization and cult. I think Benn needs to get away from that. He needs to move away from that. And all the ethics stuff, he needs to get away from that. He needs to really get himself to America, settle himself down. You know, I'd like to see Benn up in the Poconos Mountain like how Lewis used to be and really take that work ethic he's got and take it to the next level. I think Tony Sims has done a good job with Benn. And again, I don't like where Benn is in terms of having to fight every time he finishes a fight. I'm sick and tired of seeing it. So that's my personal opinion. It might not be popular. I'm not here to be popular. I'm just here to give a critique of a young man who I think can go places. He's calling out Amir Khan. He's calling out Kell Brook. He's calling out Adrian Broner. But, you know, it's because a guy wants to prove himself. And when you're in a position when you want to prove yourself so much and you've got so many doubters and even your promoters doubt you need to come out of that, man. Move away from that, man. Move away from that. Let him continue promoting, flipping Cheeseman and flipping, what's the other guy? All them kind of guys. Let him promote them guys. Nothing wrong with them guys, but let him work with them kind of guys. Benn, in terms of star quality, is another level. And yeah, let him look at the Josh Kelly and them kind of guys. Let him work with them kind of guys. Benn's a different kettle of fish. In terms of, you've got star quality there, and you've got spot star quality, and you'll be able to harness that and really look after it and bring that through the right way. Matchroom can't do that. They haven't shown it previously in you know, because along the line, somebody's gonna try and be smart and clever, stick him in a fight he's not ready for. Just show him who's the boss. Don't want to see it. So those are my thoughts. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and leave your comments. As always, this is BWTM Sports, and yeah, well, here we go. Here, what you say? Those post fights are terrible. There we go. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. Please, Conor, leave Matchroom. Leave Matchroom. It's not for you. It's not for you, bro. Leave Matchroom and leave that garbage behind. Leave them. Yeah, you're on Sky Sports, but leave them. Go join. I think Warren, in terms of the way he guides fighters, might be good for you. Warren might be good for you. You know, Frank Warren might be good for Nigel Benn, for Conor Benn. And he does tickets. He does ticket sales. You know what I mean? And when people are able to go back into the stadium again, Conor will do numbers. He'll do numbers. And wouldn't mind seeing Conor fight for the British title, to be honest. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing him fight for the British title. But I would like to see him go to the States, like I said. Those are my thoughts. This is BWTM Sports, raw and uncensored. And don't come in there telling me that, oh, you hate Eddie Hearn. It's got nothing to do with hating Eddie Hearn. It's about loving boxing. Eddie Hearn is not boxing. Eddie Hearn is just a promoter. And, you know, again, like I said before, it's not a good match for Conor Benn. Take care. This is BWTM Sports. Good night.